डिजिटल क्लॉकला ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ Good afternoon to all. I welcome the participants to a session in the area of strategic management. Today, we will discuss specifically about the business level strategies. As you know, strategies are being formulated at different levels, at functional levels, business levels, corporate levels, as well as global level for the multinational organizations. So far business level strategy is concerned, it refers to the action which are taken with an aim and objective to provide value to the customers, developing an competitive advantage by encasing upon the strength areas. In case of business organization with multiple business, where each business is being considered as a separate strategic business unit. It addresses the following issues like satisfying the customer needs and preferences. Second, achieving an edge over its competitors in the industry and avoidance of competitive disadvantages. Now, with respect to the Michael Porter's generic competitive strategy, which aims to develop the position in the long run in order to outperform its competitors. The three strategies that includes the first one is the cost leadership strategy, that is providing quality product at a low cost. And the second one being the approach to differentiation strategy, that is providing unique goods and services offer at a premium price. And the third one being referred as focus, that is, which is a combination of both cost as well as differentiation strategy. Business level strategy formulation is a crucial process that helps the organizations to identify as well as execute their competitive advantage in a specific marketplace or industry. It involves making strategic decisions in order to position the company effectively and thereby differentiate its offerings and create value for its customers. Here are some of the key points to consider when it comes to the introduction of the business level strategy formulation. By definition, business level strategy refers to the actions as well as the choices made by the organization in order to gain competitive edge in a particular market segment. It involves determining how a company will compete and who its target customers are, as well as what unique value proposition it is going to offer in the marketplace. With respect to understanding the competitive environment. Before formulating a business level strategy, it is essential to thoroughly analyze the competitive landscape. This includes identifying the competitors, assessing their strengths, weaknesses, understanding the industry trend and practices, as well as evaluating the customer needs, preferences, and choices. Identifying the target market includes a critical aspect of the business level strategy is defining the target market or the market segmentation which the company aims to serve. This involves understanding the specific needs, the preferences, and characteristics of the target customers to tailor the products, services, as well as the marketing efforts accordingly. With respect to the differentiation and cost leadership concept, two common business level strategies are differentiation and the second is cost leadership. Differentiation focuses on creating unique, desirable products and services that distinguishes the company from its competitors. Cost leadership, on the other hand, is with an aim to provide products or services at a lower cost in comparison to its competitors in the industry, simultaneously while maintaining an acceptable quality levels. With respect to value proposition, a value proposition is a statement that summarizes the unique benefits and value a company offers to its target set of customers. It should clearly articulate how the company's products or services solve customer problems, meet customer needs, or provide and significant advantages over alternatives in the market. With respect to the resource allocation, the business level strategy formulation involves the deciding how the resources such as the financial resource, the manpower or the personnel, the technology, the informations, materials, resource, etc. will be allocated to support the chosen strategy. This includes identifying the key activities, the capabilities, as well as the investments that is necessary in order to implement and sustain the strategy effectively. Then if we discuss about the concept of competitive advantage, the ultimate goal of the business level strategy is to create as well as sustain competitive advantage. A competitive advantage is a unique position that allows a company to outperform its rivals and also to achieve superior performance, that is ROI higher than the industry average. This advantage can be achieved through various means like such as superior product quality by way of offering better customer services, bringing operational efficiency or the concept of innovation. Then with respect to the concept of flexibility and adaptability, The business level strategies should be flexible and adaptable to the changing market conditions, which is continuously changing over the period of time, and the customer preferences, taste, choices, as well as the industry dynamics. That is, relates to what is the size of the industry, what is the growth rate of the industry over a particular duration. Then the companies need to regularly assess as well as adjust their strategies to stay competitive and seize new opportunities as and when they arise in the marketplace. With respect to the implementation and execution, the business level strategy formulation is only the first step. Successful implementation as well as execution are equally important. This involves aligning the organizational structure, the total, that is the setup, the reporting system, number of hierarchical levels, etc., and the processes, that is the pre-decided system driven, and also that includes the culture of the organization and the available resources with the chosen strategy, as well as the monitoring the progress from time to time, making adjustments and continuously improving the performance, which is a continuous process of improvement. And with respect to the evaluation and review, a regular evaluation and review of the business level strategy are very much is inevitable and crucial in order to ensure its effectiveness and make the necessary adjustments accordingly. The key performance indicators or the KPI should be established to measure the progress, and strategic reviews should be conducted periodically to assess the strategy's impact on the performance, identify the areas for the improvement, and make the informed decisions which is going forward. Now let us discuss the concept of SWOT analysis. Conducting the SWOT analysis includes the strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, which is a valuable tool in the business level strategy formulation. It helps to identify the internal strengths, the internal weaknesses of the organization, and the external opportunities as well as the threats in the external marketplace. This analysis aids in understanding the company's competitive position and guides the strategic decision making. Then the concept of core competencies, which refers to the unique strength, capabilities, and resources that gives an organization a competitive advantage. Identifying as well as leveraging these core competencies is a crucial, is very much essential in formulating a successful business level strategy. The core competencies can include specialized knowledge, technological expertise, as well as strong distribution channels or talented workforce. Now, with respect to the Porter's generic strategies, A renewed strategy expert, renowned uh, globally, that is Michael Porter, proposed three generic strategies for achieving the competitive advantage: cost leadership, the differentiation, as well as the third one is the force. Cost leadership focuses on achieving the lowest cost of production in the industry. Then differentiation emphasizes creating uniqueness in terms of features, advantages, benefits, attributes, etc., and valued products or services, which focuses concentrate on serving a specific niche market segment exceptionally well. With respect to the market segmentation involves dividing the whole marketplace into distinct groups of customers, which is based on specific characteristics or needs, preferences. By understanding the different segments, which is otherwise termed as the different clusters, are being formed, and each cluster having respondents of similar profile. Businesses can tailor their strategies and offerings to meet the specific requirements of each segment. This approach allows for the more effective targeting and customization, which is opposed to standardization, and increasing the chances of successes. With respect to the concept of competitive positioning refers to the perception and positioning of a company's products and services relative to the competitors, which is in the minds of the customer in the positioning map. It involves creating an unique position that sets the company apart and communicates its value proposition clearly. Effective competitive positioning, which helps to differentiate the company from its rivals and influences the customer choices. If you consider the concept of blue ocean strategy suggests that instead of competing in the existing market, red oceans, companies should seek uncontested market spaces, that is termed as the blue oceans, where competition is irrelevant or practically non-existent. This approach involves creating new demand, offering innovative products and associated services, and redefining industry boundaries, leading to high growth as well as high level of profitability. If we discuss the concept of strategic alliance and partnership, collaboration through strategic alliances and partnerships can be an effective business level strategy. Forming alliances with complementary businesses or industry leaders can provide access to the new markets, to the new technologies, new products and services, new resources, enhancing the competitive advantage and the overall performance of the organization. With respect to the concept of innovation and the continuous process of improvement, it relates to emphasizing bringing changes through innovation, and continuous process of improvement is inevitable and critical in the business level strategy formulation. Companies need to stay ahead of the market trends, anticipate the customer needs, and adapt thereby to the changing dynamics of the actional environment. This may involve investing in research and development area of the organization, fostering a culture of creativity through innovative ideas by the experts, stakeholders of the business, and experimentation and leveraging the emerging technologies. With respect to the risk management, every business level strategy carries a certain level of risks, such as the market uncertainties, the competitive pressures, or operational challenges. It is crucial to identify as well as assess these risks that is involved in the business and thereby develop the appropriate risk management approaches and strategies. This includes the contingency plans, mitigation measures, and monitoring mechanisms to minimize the potential negative impacts on the strategy implementation. With respect to the concept of ethical as well as social responsibility, in today's business landscape, the ethical considerations and social responsibility are increasingly important. Business level strategies should align with the ethical principles and promote sustainability and address the social concerns. This not only helps to build the trust and reputation, but also it ensures long-term viability in an evolving business environment. So the business level strategy formulation is an ongoing process that requires continuous analysis, adaptation, and learning. It is essential to consider both the internal as well as the external factors of the organization, stay vigilant of the market changes that is taking place in the external environment, and remain agile in order to sustain a competitive advantage in the long term. Business level strategy formulation requires a thorough analysis of the internal and external factors and understanding of the customer needs, preferences, choices, and the market dynamics, and a clear vision of how the company intends to compete as well as create a value for its offer of product with associated services. It is an iterative process that requires the strategic thinking, planning, adaptability, and the ability to seize the opportunities in a rapidly changing business landscape, which is coming from time to time. If you see the role of cost in the business growth, the role of cost is significant in the growth of business organization. Profit is essential to sustain the business operations on a long-term basis. Before the inception of the business, an organization need to incur certain initial cost in order to acquire the assets as like land and building, plant and machinery to be installed, raw materials sourced from various reliable sources and purchase to process for the finished products. Revenue and profit is being generated by the sale of the final and the finished products of the organization through the marketing setup. Installment payment towards the loan and credits taken. The survival as well as growth depends on what contribution it generates after meeting all the costs, fixed costs, expenses, or the obligations to the other parties. A large volume of operations that reduces the cost per unit because it the spread of the fixed costs besides the product attributes as well as subcontracting, etc. In case of fast moving consumer goods FMCG, organization has used relative cost advantage in the areas of production, area of distribution, as well as the market or product promotion. With respect to the overall cost leadership in this highly competitive environment, organizations should have edge over the others by way of developing the competitive advantage through producing good quality products at a minimum possible cost in order to provide the best value to its target set of customers. To have strategic edge over the competitors is to be a cost leader which aims at producing as well as delivering products with associated services at a relatively low cost, maintaining its quality. Accordingly, to Michael Porter, following are the prerequisites of the cost leadership. The first one is the aggressive construction of the efficient scale. Second one is the cost reduction from wide experience of the stakeholders. Third is the tight cost and overhead control. Fourth is avoidance of the marginal customer accounts. And fifth being the cost minimization. If we discuss about the concept of the how to sustain the cost leadership throughout the organization, it must be clear about the accomplishments through different elements of the value chain, starting from the input till the output and goes to the end users. The matrix of three generic strategies is given by this diagram. It shows the strategic advantage is gained by in terms of uniqueness of the product or service, in terms of low cost position, that is the cost leadership, as well as sometimes the integration or the combined approach of cost as well as differentiation. And the strategic approach, it also relates to it is an industry-wide phenomena, and also the specific segments. So with respect to the low cost leadership, sometimes it defends the organization against the competitive forces that is acting. In Indian context, it worked well in the area of textiles, pharmaceuticals, as well as telecommunication industry. The cost leader cannot ignore the basis of differentiation. Following are the prerequisites of cost leaders. The increasing the scale of production, implementing the advanced technology that is globally advanced, sourcing the raw material from reliable sources, from the vendors approved, and improving the efficiency of functioning, limiting the products and services. Though low cost can be one of the most competitive advantage for the organizations all over the world, but some of the drawbacks which is there exist can be listed as below. The first one is the initiation by competitive organizations. The second being the threats of the competitive organizations from other nations in the world. And the third being organizations losing the cost leadership due to the fast technological changes that is taking place and over the period of time and the need for high level of investment. Threat by competitors to capture still lower cost segments, the continuous efforts. The concept of differentiation relates to the customers has unique preferences regarding choice, taste, and attitude, which is being fulfilled by offering the differentiated products or services like that is in the area of fast moving consumer goods. In order to satisfy the diverse needs, the customers, organizations adapt the differentiation strategy after the in-depth study. It can lead to the differential advantages and providing organization a premium price for the high-end customers. But however, the extent to which the differentiation that occurs depends on the strategy of the organizations. Potential of the differentiation lies on the product and services industry which are complex in nature. The success of differentiation strategy depends on the commitment of the organization towards understanding its customers as well as customer needs, preferences, and choices. Differentiation leads to competitive advantage as it is difficult to imitate the products with respect to its value, style, packaging, etc. Creativity and innovativeness is the key to differentiation. With respect to the customer need, it depends on the nature of the organization to adopt a differentiation strategy. The requirement is need-based and it depends on the organization's position in the marketplace. The various factors, reasons which results in differentiation are listed like to compare against the rivals and to create entry barriers for the new entrants, because the entry barriers is a category of a trade barrier to discourage the new entrants to enter to an industry, to reduce the threats arising from the substitutes, and also the factor like to develop a differentiation advantage. There are different types of differentiation. One is the tangible differentiation, which can be seen in terms of its size, shape, design, and color. Whereas the second one is termed as the intangible differentiation, which can not be seen but can be felt or experienced after it is availed by the customers. Opportunity of creating the uniqueness as a measure of performance of the organization relating to the customer psychology. Projecting an image about a particular product or service on packaging, on style, etc. And hence, both exist side by side. The intangible differentiation is more effective when the customer is experience it. Each brand is unique in its packaging, in its style and taste, etc. Intangible differentiation is accompanied by tangible one to make it more effective. With respect to the opportunities for creating the uniqueness in the organization, in this tabular chart, it is given what is the opportunity of differentiation with respect to what type of activity carried out in the organization. In the purchasing area, differentiation by quality of the raw materials or semi-finished product which is purchased for further process in the organization. With respect to the design concept, the differentiation opportunity can be in the area of aesthetic appeal, in the area of performance and maintenance. Then in the area of manufacturing delivery, the differentiation opportunity is minimizing the defects. With respect to the delivery, the speed in fulfilling the customer orders and also the reliability of timely delivery is key to the customers. With respect to the human resource management, the differentiation opportunity can be in the area of providing the needed training and development activities which increases the customer service quality through skills. With respect to the tangible and intangible components differentiation, if you see the tangible one is the design, whereas the intangible is image. The tangible is again packaging, whereas the intangible component of differentiation is brand or branding. The tangible one is the style of the offer and the style of service, and the intangible ones is the company reputation that has been maintained over the period of time. And tangible is again the quality of performance of the product, whereas intangible is the customer choice and preferences towards a particular brand of product in the product category or industry. With respect to the cost of differentiation, the differentiation adds cost by way of added features, by way of attributes, benefits, qualities offered in the product to cater to the need of the customers. The cost is incurred due to the following factors. First one is due to increased expenditure on training of the employees. And the second one is increased advertisement spending to promote the product and services of the organization. The third one differentiation factor is by way of cost of hiring highly skilled sales force for providing best possible service to its clients or the customers. use of expensive material in order to improve the quality of the products as well as services associated with the product. If the value activities are coordinated properly, the cost can be minimized and simultaneously maximizing the profitability or maximizing the ROI, return on investment, by way of approach of technological innovation, bringing better global level technologies or processing the products. One can decide for having different but desired features in order to reduce the cost. The cost drivers decide the uniqueness of the differentiation activity for a particular organization. It is wise to achieve economies of scale by way of having a trade-off between the cost as well as differentiation of the offer. With respect to the advantages of differentiation, the premium prices for the organization, changing the product features rather than adding features, which is cost effective but differentiate. And second is increase in the number of units sold. If the product is unique, then the demand for it increases by smart differentiation strategy. Increase in the brand loyalty by the customers is a well positioned and differentiated product gains the brand loyalty of the customers. Once experience, the brand loyalty develops, and which is possible to retain its customer base as well as attract new customers. With respect to sustaining competitive advantage, it can be achieved by optimizing the cost as well as increasing the profits of the organization at a low cost differentiation strategy. Hence, organizations must concentrate on the activities which adds value. Again, value from customer's point of view, which carries essence. If we discuss about the disadvantages of differentiation, sometimes the differentiation leads to disadvantages which are given below. The uniqueness of the product which is not valued by the buyers. There are cases when differentiated product has not gained the importance of the customers. Hence, it is the perception of the buyers towards the product which is very important. The perception must exceed the customer expectation in order to be customer to be satisfied and delighted. Excess amount of differentiation relates to when the organization is unable to understand the customer needs and preferences and goes on differentiating the product leads to failure and the results in loss of market value. With respect to loss due to differentiation relates to in a certain cases while differentiating fails to understand the importance of the coordinated activities in the value chain resulting in high level of cost and low loss to the organization. If we discuss about the concept of focus, it is different from the other business strategies as this segment has a narrow competitive scope. This strategy involves the selection of the market segment in the industry and thereby meeting the needs of the preferred segment that is termed as niche segment better than other market competitors. In this niche segment, the competitive advantage can be achieved by optimizing the strategy for the target segment. It has two variants like the cost focus, where an organization seeks cost advantage in the target segment. With respect to differentiation focus, where an organization seeks differentiation in the target segment. It is applicable for highly specialized product with distinct preferences, and it is above average level performance by having cost as well as differentiation focus as a combined integrated approach. With respect to the focus strategy is effective in certain situations, like the first one being the market segment large enough to be profitable. Second, the market segment has good growth potential. And the third one being market segment is not significant to the success of major competitors. The focuses has efficient resources, and the focuses is able to defend against the challenges that they are facing. High costs are difficult to the competitors to meet the specialized need of the niche marketplace. Focuses is able to choose from the different segments. With respect to the benefit advantages of the focus strategy, it can defend against porters' competitive forces, and the focus strategy can reduce the competition from the new organizations by way of creating a niche of its own. It's something unique in nature, and the threats from producers or substitutes is reduced, and the bargaining power of the powerful customers is also reduced in this case. If combined with the low cost as well as differentiation strategy, would increase the market share and the profitability of the organization. Then with respect to the disadvantages or the demerits, the market segment may not be large enough to generate the profits. The market segments need may become less distinct from the main marketplace. The competition may take over the target market segments. In order to perform a better job of serving the buyers in the target market, the niche target market like niche, then its rivals in the market. With respect to cost focus, it is niche low cost strategy to achieve the cost advantage target segment. The cost focus exploits the differences in the cost behavior in some of the segments. Then the cost focus on a narrow buyer segment as well as competes the rivals on the basis of lower cost. With respect to the differentiation focus, in the organization offers the niche buyers something different from the rivals, which is highly specialized and unique in nature. Then it focuses on the special needs of the buyers in a specified segments. If all the three is combined, like the cost, differentiation as well as focus, then the market share as well as profitability can be increased. The focus strategy can be a tool to the management to rebuild their business strategy in order to gain an edge over its competitors in the industry. If you see, with respect to the summary and conclusion, the business level strategy refers to the overall approach a company adopts in order to gain a competitive advantage in a particular industry or marketplace. It involves making the choices as well as formulating the plans to position the business and differentiate thereby from its competitors. Here are some of the key points to consider when summarizing the business level strategy. The first one is the competitive advantage. The business level strategy, which aims to create a sustainable competitive advantage that allows the company to outperform its rivals in the industry. This advantage can be achieved through the cost leadership, differentiation, or the focus strategies. With respect to the cost leadership, a cost leadership strategy focuses on achieving the lowest cost of production or delivery in the industry. This allows the company to offer its products and associated service offer at a lower price than comparison to its competitors and thereby appealing to the price sensitive customers. And differentiation strategy aims to create unique and valued products and services that distinguish the company offer from its competitors. By offering superior quality product and services, features, innovation, or customer service, the company can command a premium price and thereby build the customer loyalty. With respect to the focus strategy, a focus strategy involves targeting a specific market segment or niche and tailoring the product or services to meet their specific needs. By concentrating the efforts on a narrower market, the company can develop an expertise and thereby create a competitive advantage within that segment. With respect to the market segment, business level strategy involves identifying and understanding the target customer segments by analyzing the customer's preferences, tastes, demographic, behaviors, and needs. Companies can tailor their strategies to effectively reach as well as serve their specific markets. Then, with respect to the concept of value chain analysis, the business level strategy often involves analyzing and optimizing the company's value chain. This entails identifying the activities that create value and finding ways to in order to improve its efficiency, reduce its cost, and enhance differentiation at each stage of the value chain. With respect to branding and reputation, business level strategy recognizes the importance of building a strong brand and reputation in the marketplace. Creating a position, a very positive brand image, fostering the customer trust, and delivering the consistent value are very much crucial elements for successful business level strategy. With respect to competitive positioning, the business level strategy requires deciding how the company will position itself in relation to its competitors. This involves assessing company strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, as well as threats, and thereby formulating the strategies to exploit the strengths, mitigate the weaknesses, and seize the market opportunities. With respect to adaptability and flexibility, the business level strategy should be adaptable to the changing market conditions, situations, and also the customer preferences. Because customer needs and preferences are different from what it was a decade back. Things are changing and customer expectation levels are also changing continuously. Companies must continually assess their strategies, then monitor the competitors, and thereby they should be willing to adjust their approach in order to maintain the competitive advantage by encasing their strength areas in terms of the internal factors, that is organization structure, organization culture, then various resources that is available in the organization. Then with respect to the innovation and continuous process of improvement, the business level strategy should foster a culture of innovation by inviting valuable feedback and suggestions from the experienced stakeholders of the organization, and thereby implementing the feasible feedbacks or suggestions to gain advantage. And continuous process of improvement must be maintained in the product, in the process, as well as services. Companies that consistently innovate by implementing the creative ideas, valuable suggestions of the expert, the experienced stakeholders of the business, and stay ahead of the industry trends and practices that is prevailing time to time with respect to particular country and situation, are more likely to succeed and maintain a competitive advantage. The summary provides a general overview of the business level strategy. The companies, those who are maintaining various product-wise business groups, various manufacturing units that is located in different locations. They must standardize and maintain its business level strategy, which is ultimately with the achieve the overall goal of the organization. Each company's specific strategy will vary depending on the type of product, depending on the industry trend and practices, the competitive landscape that is prevailing, that includes the presence of number of market players and also the entry of new market players with the expertise and experience and their strength areas with respect to the resources and also the capabilities and competencies that is prevailing. So in a sense, the business level strategy is done above the functional level strategy and also which is carried out and reviewed by the corporate level strategy. It must align its objective with the corporate goals and objectives with respect to achievement of the overall company's performance. The cost level in Indian industry is generally high and it has an adverse effect on the product demand in both domestic and international markets. A number of factors like the high government levies, on economic production levels, high manufacturing cost are responsible for it. Role of cost depends on the nature of market, buyers or sellers. Cost is a critical component operating in buyer's market and vice versa. In above, we have discussed about low cost competitive strategy in order to defend against the five competitive forces. The three generic business strategy play an important role in the success of an organization. All the three strategies can be used individually or in combination in order to create sustainable competitive advantages. These strategies can be used to defend against the competitive forces. An effort has been made to develop an understanding of the differentiation and focus and how both can be brought into practice. In differentiation, organization tries to be unique in industry, but in focus, it tries to concentrate on a specific segment or a niche market. In overall, it tries to develop a practical approach towards the understanding of the business strategies. Thank you for your patient